Alright guys, let's look at a limit involving a trig function. So we got the sine function. We're looking at the limit when x goes to 0 of 7 times the sine of x minus 3. Now, some of these problems in your homework, when plugging in the number, we get division by 0, and if we get division by 0 and there's something other than 0 in the numerator, the limit doesn't exist. But if we get 0 divided by 0, or something like infinity divided by infinity, things that we call the indeterminate forms, then there's something that we need to do special. But this is not an indeterminate form. This is a very determinate form. And so what happens here is when I plug in 0 into this, so that's what you always want to try first. Can I just plug the number we're approaching into the function? And the thing is, this is a continuous function everywhere. There's no discontinuities, there's no holes, there's no asymptotes. There's nothing you have to worry about. The sine function takes in all real numbers. So this is going to be a determinate form, meaning that we're going to be able to find the limit just simply by plugging in here. Alright, so the thing you have to remember is the sine of 0 is 0. So on this problem, this limit is simply just going to be the sine, or 7 times the sine of 0 minus 3. You can't always do this, but in this one you can. The sine of 0 is 0. 7 times 0 is 0, so 0 minus 3 is just going to be negative 3. And that is our limit. So when I just plug in everything, I get a limit of negative 3. Alright, and that's the way it's going to be if I click similar question. 0 goes into this, it gets sine of 0 is 0, 7 times 0 is 0, minus 4 is minus 4. So that's what we're going to get every time on this question, because there is no there's no division by 0 at all to worry about. We're always going to be able to plug in here and get it. Alright, I like to use Desmos to help with problems like this. If I plug in on this one, 3 times the sine of x minus 1, I see that. When I approach 0, I'm going this way, I get negative 1. When I'm coming in from the other way, let me move this over. When I'm coming in from the other way, I'm also approaching negative 1. The y coordinates are approaching negative 1. So I can see that I'm getting negative 1. But here, it's not undefined. There is a hole in the graph. So simply the limit is the y coordinate. Anytime you have a function that is defined at the x coordinate you're approaching, the limit is simply just going to be that y coordinate.